is the unboxing of the Magic the Gathering Modern Event deck. It is a 60 card deck with a 15 card sideboard, and it is basically an intro pack for Modern. Intro packs are a lot simpler, but this is Modern, which is an intermediate game mode. The retail version, the retail price is $75, which is what I paid to get this product, and it looks very exquisite. The packaging is very shiny, and it's very tight and compact. As you can see, the size comparison. Here's a pack of land. Here's a deck box, Ultra Pro, and as you can see, everything's very tightly packed in the box. Then they wasted no space inside this packaging here. So it's not open yet, so I'm gonna get my blade and crack this open. Careful here, so I don't, puncture things. That would not be good. If I just no, jeez. And here we go. Alright. So it's pretty heavy. It's not incredible, but a little bit of weight to it. I could tell there's a lot of stuff in here. And if you want to read this before we get into the inside of the box, you can just pause the video in 3, 2, now, and time is up. So the deck list for this deck has been released a while ago. It is a white and black tokens deck, so it'll be spawning a lot of tokens and swarming the enemy that way. So another look at the shininess of that. A nice 360. It appears that you get a die on the inside. Nice Planeswalker symbol there. It's very shiny. Opening up, and let's see what you get. Ooh, this is a really cool die. It's a grayish, it's like a dark gray with a light blue spin down life counter, D20, really nice, with the symbol on it, which is awesome. Relic of Progenitus, which is nice. This must be the sideboard. Put that off to the side for now. Sideboard, side. The main deck. And, you get custom sleeves. Custom to this box set, of course. But, nice. Those are all foily and shiny. I will not open those because I already have so many sleeves lying around anyway. But let's take a look at the booklet here. Put the box off to the side. March of Multitudes, right, that is the name of this pack. So there is a lot of text. There is a lot of text. Yeah, there is no way I am reading this for you. But overrun your opponents with the March of Madness deck. Summon tokens, play your lands, and win the game. That's basically what it says. The sideboard is there just in case you're in trouble. Yeah. And here is the deck list. So that's pretty cool. And it gives you the mana cost. I'm not really sure what that card is actually, but and there's more in the back, which is great. Yeah. I'll probably read this after I do the video, but you can get a general idea of this is Honor the Pure. I know that for sure. And here's the deck itself. So we're starting off with Soul Warden, which is a key component in a deck called Soul Sisters. It is a very low cost creature deck that gains you immense amounts of life. But that is not the deck that this is, unfortunately. That deck is really fun to play. So, starting off, we have Soul Warden. It's a creature, a 1/1 for 1. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. And you get 2 copies of that. Very nice. You get 3 copies of Tide Hollow Sculler, artifact creature, zombie. It costs 1 black, 1 white. Is an uncommon, and it's a 2/2. When this enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals his or her hand and you choose a non-land card from it. Exile that card. When Tide Hollow Sculler leaves the battlefield, return the exile card to its owner's hand. And you get 3 copies of this card. So, this appears to be the creature base of the entire deck. The other cards are spells. You get, nice, 3 Path to Exile, which is very good. This is a staple in Modern, one of the best removal spells in the Modern Standard format. Exile target creature. Its controller may search his or her library for a basic land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle his or her library. So it costs 1 mana. It's very similar to Swords to Plowshares, but that's not. Swords of Plowshares is not legal in Modern. You get 2 Inquisition of Kozilek, 1 black for target player reveals his or her hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. With converted mana cost 3 or less, that player discards that card. It's kind of like Thoughtseize, but you don't lose any life. And you are restricted by the mana. The mana cost of the card that you're discarding. Shrine of Loyal Legions. At the beginning of your upkeep, or whenever you cast a white spell, nice, put a charge counter on this card. 3, sacrifice this card, put a 1/1 colorless mirror artifact creature token onto the battlefield for each charge counter on this card, which is nice. Very appropriate for the deck. And 3, Honor of the Pure. I actually went and bought Honor of the Pures a couple months ago, but now I have 8 copies, so it's not bad. And the effect is, white creatures you control gain +1/+1. Very simple. And these abilities stack, so if you have 3 of them out, they get +3/+3, which is good. There's a card that's similar to it called Crusade, where it's 2 whites, enchantment, but it's all white creatures, not just the ones that you control, so this one's a little better. You get a playset of Intangible Virtue. Enchantment. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have Vigilance, which is also very appropriate for the deck, because it is a creature token heavy deck. Put that right next to Honor the Pure. Next up, Raise the Alarm. That's the card that was on the poster. Put 2 1/1 white soldier tokens onto the battlefield. You get a playset, which is very nice. You get a playset. Covering that. Zealous Persecution. It's an instant spell. Until end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1, and creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. Sorry about that. That wasn't in the shot. You get 3 copies, and it costs 1 white, 1 black. So it's a combat trick. So instant buffs and instant nerfs. That's fun. Sword of Feast and Famine. One of the great swords of the Mirrodin block. So, it costs 3. It's an equipment. It's an artifact. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has pro black and pro green. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card, and you untap all lands you control. So, that puts you at a severe advantage. Maybe not severe, but it's a very good card. Lingering Souls. You get a playset. Lingering Souls. It costs 3. It's a sorcery. Put 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens onto the battlefield. No, creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. And flashback for 1 and 1 black. Nice. Deck looking solid so far. Spectral Procession, you get a playset, and it's a sorcery. Put 3 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield, and it's either 2 or just 3 instances of 2 generic mana, or 3 instances of 1 of white mana, which is awesome. Put that right there. And here is the Planeswalker. I kind of expected her to be foil, but this is fine. Still Knight-Errant. Elspeth, Knight-Errant. She costs 4 for a 4 lower T Planeswalker. She's Elspeth. Yep. The +1 is put a 1/1 white soldier token onto the battlefield, and her other +1 is to buff a creature with flying and +3/+3. So that's incredible. And the -8 is you get an emblem with artifacts, creatures, enchantments, and lands you control have indestructible. So that's cool. Elspeth goes in the front. And for the mana base, I'm thinking this is all land at the back. Yep, the rest is land. You have a playset of Caves of Koilos. It's a pain land. Not very good. You can replace these with Godless Shrines if you're really getting into the stack, if you want to upgrade a little bit. But as is, these lands are okay. It hits you for 1 every time you want to use green, white or black, but the Godless Shrines would be better. 2 City of Brass. So whenever City of Brass becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to you, and you could add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So it's a near perfect land. You put it onto the battlefield, you tap, you take 1, and you receive any color mana you want. Playset of Isolated Chapel. This is a check land. So it checks the battlefield for a swamp or a plains, and if you don't have either of those, it becomes tapped. It comes in tapped. You have a Vaulted Archangel, where it will tap for 1 generic, or you could pay 4 to have creatures you control gain lifelink and death touch and lifelink until end of turn, which is very nice. I believe that is instant speed, so that's handy. It's not in the shot. No. We can manage our space a little bit better here, I guess. Windbrisk Heights. You have a playset. So, Hideaway. This land enters the battlefield tapped. When it does, look at the top 4 cards of your library, exile 1 face down, then put the rest on the bottom of your library. Taps for 1 white mana, or you can pay 1 and tap this land. You may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost if you attack with 3 or more creatures this turn. So that's nice. You hide away, an Elspeth. You hide away something really big, and you attack with that. You hide away Elish Norn, and you abuse it that way. That's fun. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plains and 1, 2, 3, 4 swamps. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, just to make sure. And I like how they put all the same art into the plains and the swamps, because if anyone searches your hand and they realize that the plains that you played wasn't in the hand immediately, not immediately, before, when they had checked your hand with Thoughtseize or Duress, then they know that you drew a plains and that you don't have any more tricks, which is bad. So you generally want all the same art for your lands. So that's a pretty solid mana base. Only thing I have a problem with is caves. I don't like taking damage. I like playing it safe. That's just how I play the game. But you can upgrade those to Godless Shrines if you have the money or the will to do so. Opening up the sideboard. This is for the shrine, this token. We have Relic of Progenitus. Target player exiles a card from his or her graveyard. 1, exile this card, exile all cards from all graveyards, and draw a card. Oh. That's nice. Huh. Getting rid of, basically Tarmogoyf. Making him weaker. That's nice. Brenton, Forge Tender. Pro red, sacrifice this card. Prevent all damage of red source of your choice would deal this turn. This is pretty nice. You get 2 of those. You get 3 relics. Duress! We mentioned this a little earlier. We get 3. Focus. Sorcery. For 1 black. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-creature, a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. So it's nice. Kataki, War's Wage. It's 2 for a 2/1 legendary creature, Spirit. It is a rare. All artifacts have, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this artifact unless you pay 1. So that's incredible against the affinity matchup where they'll just throw up artifacts in your face, and you'll be very sad because you won't have anything to deal with it. But if you have Kataki out, that'll probably slow him down a little bit, which is a good thing. Dismember, you get 2. This is Phyrexian, so it's 1 and 2 black Phyrexian. You can pay those with black mana or 2 life. Target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn. So that's nice. You get 2 of those. And 2 Ghost Quarter. Tap for 1, add 1 generic to your mana pool. Tap, sacrifice this, destroy target land. Its controller may search his or her library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle his or her library. So, that's cool. I don't really like having lands in my sideboard though, so I'm not sure that was such a good idea. But the Ghost Quarter is a nice card though. Don't get me wrong. And these are actually dual-sided tokens where the emblem from Elspeth here. Artifacts, creatures, enchantments, and lands you control have indestructible. Flicks over to be a soldier token. And the spirits from Spectral Procession and Lingering Souls, these 2 cards here. You get tokens for those. And you get Mirror for the Shrine, and you get Soldiers for Raise the Alarm. Another good card that summons tokens is Gather the Townsfolk. It costs 2, 1 white, 1 generic to summon 2 humans. And it has Faithful Hour. If you have 5 or less life, you summon 5 tokens instead. So that's nice. But it looks very solid as it stands right now. I do like this deck, and I will be playing with it, testing it out, and seeing how it works. And last thing I have to say before I leave, if you're already pretty into Modern, if you already have a lot of the fetch lands and all the expensive cards, it's probably not a good idea for you to buy this, unless you want to keep it for its value, because there is a limited print of these things. They will go up in price eventually, so if you want to just keep that and sell it off later for a higher price, you could do that as well. But as it stands, the deck is very playable in my opinion. I like it, and it does come with a lot of staples for Modern, like Path to Exile. Honor is really nice for white decks. Elspeth is of course really nice. She's a $20 card. The value, also the sword is also cool. But if you already know what you're doing, I would steer clear of this. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy Modern, and until next time, see ya.